Conversations from HR Tech, Part 2, next on the RecTech Podcast.
Welcome to RecTech, the podcast where recruiting and technology intersect. Each month, you'll hear from vendors shaping the recruiting world, along with recruiters who'll tell you how they use technology to hire talent. Now, here's your host, the mad scientist of online recruiting, Chris Russell.
Welcome to RecTech, the only podcast that helps employers and recruiters connect with more candidates through technology-inspired conversations. Today's show is a special event edition, finishing our coverage of the annual HR Tech Conference held in Las Vegas. The RecTech Podcast is sponsored by our friends at Work Here. Work Here connects your business with local people who want to work for you. They use a hyper-local candidate delivery system. What does that mean? Well, it means they use advanced advertising techniques such as geofencing to target interested workers in a location you select. Head over to workhere.com to learn more and tell them you heard them on RecTech. We're also sponsored by our friends at HireTool, the recruiter's best friend. If you need to add an amazing sourcing tool to your recruiting toolbox, HireTool is easy to use. It'll help you hire faster, no bullying required. Check them out at HireTool.com. All right, in today's show, you're going to hear 6 more short conversations from the Expo Hall floor. This is part 2, the final round of interviews. And today you're going to hear from Jeanette Meister of Olya, formerly WCN. Founder Rob Hernandez from a new startup called Pounce, Pounse. Pete Sandias from Telemetry. Kevin Sessions from Talent Quest. Thad Price from Talroo. And finally David from Video My Job. So that's it for today. Enjoy the audio. Thanks for tuning in. All right, I'm here at the Olya booth, formerly WCN, with Jeanette Meister. Hello, Jeanette. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you? Thanks for being here.
Well, how's the new whole rebranding going?
Yeah, the rebranding.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's been going really well. We've been getting a lot of good feedback, particularly on our colors, and people don't think we're a radio station anymore, which is always a good thing. So WCN is now Olya, not a radio station. But it's been great. We feel like it's the market is seeing that we've evolved so much in the 20 plus years we've been around, and so much focus is on really focusing on it. Well, I guess now the big buzzword everyone's talking about is AI, but we do so much now on that intelligent automation and focusing on ensuring companies can bring in a lot of diverse candidates and diverse thinking, and how important that is. So yesterday at the Women in HR Tech keynote with Rita making the case for diversity, and it's something we so strongly believe in. So it's nice that
push now.
Yeah,
like Tele.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sure. So Olya, we are a talent acquisition tech provider. Been around over 20 years, and we work with a lot of companies like Morgan Stanley, NBC Universal to really help with their hiring needs. The couple things that really make us different, some of which I touched on, is we focus on really helping employers with their high volume hiring events. Which is huge. So, employers that are going, either hosting their own, event or going to a big job fair, career fair, those are people that we work closely with. So, and then we do a lot of stuff with, the AI prescriptive recommendations to ensure people can find great candidates really quickly at those events when they're coming up to their booths. Being here at HR Tech, it's like the same thing at job fairs. So that's, the quick and dirty. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's great. It's great to hear. We felt like because we had been around 20 plus years, WCN just didn't meet like what we were today. So, and then as I said jokingly, but I was sort of tired of people thinking we were a radio station, at least in the States. So that was a bit of the genesis behind that. We did work with an outside agency who came in and spent a lot of time with us to help understand who we were, what we were about now, today, where we were going, to create an authentic brand. That was who we were, because we don't want to create something that's not what we're about. So out of that was born Olya, and we wanted something distinctive. We went through different names.
What's the second one?
The second runner-up, no one's asked me that. I will put it out there, was Spry. spry, which we really liked. I may have had my children vote on it at one point. They were my focus group, but we decided not to go with that one. And Olyo, was really winner. And we liked Olyo because it comes from this mid-century term spelled Olio that means a diverse collection of things that when you come together makes something beautiful. And we felt like, exactly. And so we felt like that really was what we're about. We're like a variety of talent acquisition and tech professionals here at Olya. We come together to make, great tech, something beautiful to help our customers. So there was a lot there that really resonated with us. And we also like the O's on both ends. So.
It's like it reminds me of the Wizard of Oz.
Yes. We may have a number of people that sing that around the office every day. So we may blast that at parties as well. But yeah.
Last question: what's the response been like from candidates?
Yeah, as far as the rebrand piece, it's been really, really positive. Which is, I think a lot of people were excited not to see our old logo from 1995 and something really updated and fresh. And again, it really resonated with them and what they've been experiencing with us as customers. And they're like, oh, this now matches what we always stand for. So it's been really positive. And again, a lot of positive feedback, especially on the colors and the logos. And so I'm excited about that. Yeah, great, thank you. Excellent. We are at booth 1548 if you're at HR Tech, or you can find us at oleo.com, OLEEO. Great, thank you.
Yep. And the record.
All right, so I'm here with Rob Hernandez from Pounce. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's how you say it.
All right, so what is Pounce?
Well, Pounce has taken recruiting and sort of flipping it around backwards. When you look at recruiting, everything's propped up on one side, and that's on the company side. You see all this investment and all the technology for applicant tracking tools, for job boards. Even LinkedIn has a back channel into all the profiles. And you've seen all that money spent there, but the candidate is often overlooked. And so what we're trying to focus on is recruiting from the perspective of the candidate first. So we started out with a career profile, and you see a career profile here. It basically takes the work from out of looking at something very, very hard to read, like a resume or a LinkedIn profile, and it displays all the information, proper information hierarchy for a hiring manager right off the bat.
Okay, so it's a new form of resume per se, very visual. Looks like. I'll take a quick picture of it for the audience later. But okay, so what else does it do?
And then basically, well, in this case, you get a snapshot, but you can also dig in. You can see a little bit more details. There's things like stories and portfolio pieces that you can tie to each of your job cards or your education cards. And this is one part of a platform. So the next part is the recruiting platform that we built. And it leverages everything that we've got from our candidate profiles into something that a recruiter can manage. They can manage their pipeline by diving in and looking at individual career profiles, and then starting to sort of massage that in preparation of presenting to a client.
Okay. So is this like an applicant tracking system too?
Yeah. Basically, what we're trying to build is an ecosystem from the candidate all the way through to onboarding. And so, being a startup, we're taking baby steps. The first steps were the candidate profile. The next step, which we just launched a week ago, is the recruiting platform. And we've got a coaching component. So any career counselors or college counselors who are working with candidates to develop their career profile or resume can do this on Pounce for free. And then finally, we want to have an in-house hiring module so that we can facilitate onboarding. So everything you see is sort of centered around the career profile, and it moves through that whole process.
Who would you say is your ideal client for this?
Well, it depends. For our recruiting channel, will be third-party recruiters.
Okay.
And then for our hiring tool, we're looking for small businesses who do a lot of the onboarding and hiring themselves in-house. They, in this instance, they can actually collaborate with a recruiter very effectively. And then, obviously, for coaching, we're looking at career coaches, pro resume writers, and college counselors on campus working with the students to develop their resume.
Okay. Where are you guys based?
We're in Vancouver, Canada.
Vancouver, Canada. Okay. And where do they go to find out more?
Pounce.com. And
How does it spell that one?
Pounce is spelled with an S. Pounse.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you very much.
All right, so I'm here with Pete Sandias from Telemetry, and they have a recruiting marketing product. So Pete, tell us what it's about.
Yeah, so Telemetry is an enterprise recruitment marketing platform intended for organizations hiring thousands of employees a year who are conducting various outbound, inbound marketing activities for recruitment, but struggling through the complexities of a modern marketing world versus traditional HR process. And we aim to simplify that. We're excited here at HR Tech to be introducing our Evolve maturity framework to the general market as ways that people can self-identify where they're at today within the various aspects of recruitment marketing and what might be the proper steps to improve performance tomorrow.
Talk to me about the inbound marketing piece. I mean, what does that do on the platform, and how does it work?
Yeah, so inbound in general is a recruitment marketing process. In its most simplest form is a job posting, which unfortunately is still 95+% of all recruitment marketing content being put out there today. But inbound marketing from a process area to the model is all the things that an organization is doing to try and attract those candidates that they don't already know. Conversely to inbound, you've got outbound marketing, traditionally fulfilled with a CRM or basic automation in an ATS, such as job alerts and talent networks that automatically email candidates opportunities to apply. We look at it much more holistically of all of those activities that you might take to try and generate interest and interaction with those folks you already know within the outbound.
Okay. So I assume this sits on top of your ATS? Or?
It does. So we've got pre-built integrations with all the major enterprise ATS players and have clients on Workday and Taleo and PeopleSoft, iCIMS, so on and so forth.
Okay. So is there like a career site product built into it, things like that? Like different types of templates for job postings?
Full end-to-end recruitment marketing capabilities, full content management system to host career sites, microsites, landing pages, anywhere in between. The real power of the Evolve model, whether we're talking telemetry's technology or someone else's, is the thought process that each one of these processes needs to be connected to each other intelligently based upon the audience that you're trying to achieve. Ideally, that audience goes beyond a single requisition in a transactional model and in the enterprise to a scalable, audience-based, persona-based relationship model, and that you can actually track where does our outbound and our inbound intersect for this type of talent? What is the content that talent engages with most? And then in a telemetry world, how do we use our recruitment marketing platform to then get them to actually convert at a better than 20% clip that they typically do in the enterprise ATS?
Yeah, let's talk about conversions for a second. It's an interesting stat there. So what are conversion rates on your platform like?
CDW case study is one we're really excited with. Been using our platform for over a year now. Historically, they were using another recruitment marketing platform, end-to-end for career sites, for CRM, for talent networks, job distribution, all the analytics. But that recruitment marketing platform stopped at the point of conversion. It didn't actually allow the candidates to apply within that process, and instead handed it off to the Taleo applicant tracking apply process.
That's where the conversion drops off.
50% of it right there at the point of registration requirement, right? So the telemetry process is modern, consumer-friendly. It doesn't require a username or password to be created or a login to
That's interesting, because most of the ATSs out there make you create that,
Correct.
Which is a pain. So no jobs like wants to do that.
Yeah, so our focus on having the pre-built integration to these enterprise ATSs and being able to provide this type of capability as part of an end-to-end candidate journey focus, right up to the point of including all the public profile information and options that a candidate would want to use. Ultimately, at the end of the day, with CDW, we're driving them an 80+% conversion rate.
80+%.
From the candidate clicking apply now on a job description page to being a compliant, completed applicant in the ATS that the recruiters can actually work with. So most enterprise environments using an ATS-derived conversion process, they're tossing out 70-80% of all their efforts up until that point from recruitment marketing.
How is in terms of using the product? Is there a big learning curve? I mean, recruiters are not marketers, right?
Correct.
So how do you get them onto the platform using it properly and maximizing their actual features?
So pretty intuitive user interface. Things we talked about sourcing, but federated sourcing within the telemetry platform. Most CRMs are disconnected from the actual sourcing activity that's going to happen. Within telemetry, you've got real-time integration into your ATS, real-time status, disposition status against particular application processes, be able to segment who you want, but also federated search into over 30 different data providers. So in one search, I can search the people I know, the people in my ATS, the people that have opted in via talent networks, and then those subscription-based services to find new talent.
It's like pulling a Career Builder database.
Career Builder, Monster, Indeed, Dice, so on and so forth, with various niche audiences that our clients utilize.
Where do you go to learn more?
Telemetry.com.
All right. Thanks, Pete. What is your last name? All right, I'm here on the floor of HR Tech Expo with Kevin Sessions from Talent Quest. So how you doing today, Kevin? How's the show going so far?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thanks. It's been a good show so far, and lots of good traffic, lots of good conversations. It's been a good one.
I haven't heard Talent Quest. I met one of your employees on the walk over here this morning.
Yep.
What is it? What do you guys do?
So we more of a comprehensive hired for retired talent management platform. So lots of different modules from recruiting and behavioral assessment to performance management, comp, learning, succession.
Okay. Where are you guys based?
We're based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, we got corporate headquarters are in Atlanta. We've got also got another office in Bangalore, India.
So there's an applicant tracking system built into this?
There is.
Tell me more about how that works and what that user experience is like.
Yeah, so it's kind of like most things we would expect and hope today, kind of a mobile-first design, all the kind of core capabilities and functionality you'd want in an applicant tracking system. Super easy to create job recs. There's some neat talent network kind of capabilities and talent pool capabilities in there for organizations to keep track of talent that maybe was not a great fit earlier or is interested in jobs when they want to come available. We've got some neat video interviewing capabilities as part of it as well, and there's some cool skills matching components and capabilities kind of on top of all the other basic things you would expect in an applicant tracking solution.
Are you focusing a lot more on the candidate experience these days?
Yeah.
In terms of the apply process?
Yeah, exactly. Quicker ways. We've got some kind of quick apply capabilities to make it very, a simple way to kind of phase the application experience. Certainly, leveraging resume parsing, those little things, but really focused on trying to make it easy for the applicant.
Can you apply on mobile?
You can, yeah. We've got a nice portal too for job applicants. So, when the applicant applies, they can come into the portal and really take a look at, where they stand, and if they've applied to multiple positions within the organization, see where each one stands. Monitor their profile, keep their resumes up to date, set up job alerts. So some neat things to make it easier for the candidate as well through the process.
Who are some of your kind of core customers?
All across the board. We're focused mainly on mid-market companies, 1,000 to 15,000 employees, public sector, private sector. Really, some good names out there.
What's the basic cost of the product? Can you give me some ideas?
Yeah, so it's what we typically do.
Is it module based?
It's modular based, yeah. So it's a per employee per month, pricing model based on the number of modules. So it really depends on the size of the organization and what components that they're purchasing.
It amazes me. There's so many systems like this out there that some people haven't heard of. There's so many. Someone told me there's like 200 or 300 ATSs out there.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, what have you learned in this space so far? How long have you been doing it?
Well, we've been in the broader talent management space for a large number of years, really from a technology perspective, starting back in the late 90s. We started with a behavioral assessment, so our background is kind of in that behavioral science. So we'll, a proprietary assessment that we have that gets used very heavily from a pre-hire perspective, creating job profiles for companies, and then testing candidates to determine their fit. So we kind of grew from there and then got into performance management, into 360, into learning, into succession, and really the applicant tracking was kind of the one of the more recent pieces that we added. And I think some of that differentiation is just being able to layer the behavioral science component on top of the other pieces, because it's really all about understanding the individual that's involved in the process, whether that's for recruiting, whether that's for performance, whether that's for compensation or learning or succession. So that's what we've kind of focused a lot on is taking advantage of that background in behavioral science to really provide that deep level of awareness and insight.
Cool. Thanks for your time. How do you go learn more?
What's that?
Where do you go to learn more?
Yeah, go to talentquest.com.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
Yep, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, we're here with David. Let me see here. Why don't you introduce yourself to the RecTech audience?
David from Video My Job, founder and CEO.
You guys are based out of Australia, right?
Yeah, we also have an office in San Francisco.
Okay. And how old is the company? When did you guys start?
We launched in April 2016, so we're 2 years old.
How far have you gotten into North America as far as selling, or are you starting to push now? Or
Yeah, so most of our growth is coming out of America. So some incredible companies who just wanted an alternative to text ads. And our product enables companies to be able to film, edit, and distribute a job ad really quickly in just a few minutes. So,
and how's it done? Via an app or?
Yeah, via an app. So it's on your phone, and we meet all your branding requirements so that they can scale that out. So we've got 160 customers in 42 countries, but most of our growth is coming out of the US. What's really exciting is the collaboration we've just done with Monster, where they've launched Monster Studio.
Okay. Heard about that.
Where they really liked our products, thought that instead of building the products, you can see that there's a lot of technology depth in the products. And
is it white labeled in there? Or
it is white labeled, yeah. And I'm really excited by that because that's given us a great go-to-market in the US. So time will tell what that deal is going to look like in the future, but we effectively go from one salesperson to 750 with the plan to execute in the US and 6 countries in Europe. So it's really exciting for our little startup.
How does the app work? Can you just kind of walk us through the user experience?
Really easily. We serve 720p video quality, which is very high quality. People get access to a teleprompter, which is part of the approval process. And then they can edit effortlessly with all their digital assets, fonts, colors, and brand, and then distribute that content wherever they want it to be seen on the social platforms. So Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, their website, through their ATS, via text or email, and then we aggregate all those analytics in one spot so they can make better marketing decisions.
So there is analytics built into there. They can track that stuff.
Yeah. So they can get ROI, and customers get incredible ROI quickly.
What does it cost?
Depending on company size, but it's all you can eat for a set amount. It just depends on how big the company is. So it's not like you can just download the app. So if people are going to hear about us and download it, they won't be able to get access to it. People will just go through our website. It's a bit like purchasing a book on Audible. Go through our website. Learn about our products. Not many people have implemented a video strategy before. We're really paving the way for people to do that from the employment branding side of things, which is very complex.
Yep.
And then you guys can leverage off, or companies can leverage off how our incredible 160 customers have been able to do it. Because it is a great idea, but getting adoption internally is probably the problem that we've really found.
Yeah, because the challenge there is a lot of people don't want to appear on video, right? That's what you're running into.
They might not like the way they look or sound or feel at the time. But it is powerful, and I think it's really important for people to have a strategy. And 99% of companies can't afford video. It's just out of their range. And it's very time-consuming to go to a digital agency. Yeah. So bigger companies...
It's more of a DIY solution, do-it-yourself.
It is, and better than just doing it on your phone.
Right.
You've got your branding requirements, they're all housed in the one spot. So you can meet all those requirements and then push that content out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Last question. What's one tip to make a great employer video or job video?
That's a great question. I'll give you 2.
Okay.
Smile. That's really important. And be yourself.
Be yourself. Be human. All right.
That's a good way to end it.
And where do you go to get the app or sign up?
Yeah, just go through the website, so www.videomyjob.com. Apply to get a demo. You can get a demo quite simply, and if you like it, then you can speak to a salesperson thereafter.
All right, thanks, David.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm here with Thad Price, CEO of Talru, newly named. So congratulations, first of all, on the new role. What's it been like so far?
It's been great. It's been interesting to move from Jobs to Careers to Talru. Yep. Jobs to Careers is really our consumer-focused brand, but now Talru powers the technology that Jobs to Careers uses, and it's been interesting to have a conversation around a B2B service and product, specifically for recruiters and talent acquisition. So it's been interesting around that dynamic and the move to Talru. So, folks ask me a lot, where did the name come from? So that from our perspective, the name is talent and recruiters together in one, and there's connection and there's harmony, right? And so as we look at that world, that's
reminds me of a little bit of Yahoo. So I get that little Yahoo music with it or something like that.
Yeah, I've had a few people mention that as well, but it was really interesting to put the brand together, ensure that it had our voice, our emotion, our culture, and then we were able to provide, of course, value from a product perspective to recruiters and talent acquisition.
I was talking to Olya earlier, who just rebranded as well from WCN.
Okay.
I asked them about their experience. They kind of used a mix of in-house personnel and also an agency to help them. How did it come out internally with you guys? Did you do it all internally? Did you have an agency? Things like that?
Yeah, good question. We did it all internally. So our executive team, we were looking at where we wanted to go, how we position the company in the light of transforming the way companies engage and invest in job advertising, and what the brand means, what's the emotion, and we did it all internally. It was great. A lot of work for a few months to put it all together.
It's not easy.
It's definitely not easy.
So on the Talru side of things, what are you building for employers now beyond just the Jobs for Careers stuff? Tell me more about
So last HR Tech we launched on-demand talent. So on-demand talent is the other case was to focus on talent recruiters to bridge the gap around the brands, right? So we had on-demand talent as a product for Jobs for Careers. So how do we really build a B2B brand that we are? So on-demand talent, that product is now branded as Attract. So that is Talent Attract. So when you engage with Talent, engage with which was interesting because as we, from a customer perspective, look at our team uses our systems to figure out how to educate the investment that actually happens in the job after investment, and we're as efficient as possible. So, what's interesting is that a lot of customers, from our perspective, what they care about is hires. So everything, we think about Talru, we attract and hire, tagline that comes with it. So, from our perspective, our team members help our customers that we bring on attract talent and use our system to put that based on what they're looking for. They can hire people.
How do you see job marketing changing in the future? Where do you think it's headed in? Yeah, problematic stuff. Employers are not that good at job marketing, so where do you think it's headed?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of education happening. I think there's a big change happening as well. It is a marketing function. Right? Job advertising is a marketing function. It's a big budget, right? And if you look at the actual industry itself, job advertising is total addressable market hasn't changed that much each year. It's been relatively stable for a while. Roughly about $10 to $12 billion. The branding budgets at $10 to $12 billion. That's like the job advertising. You see the actual the branding has increased, right? But it's a smaller market overall, which is why we've seen a lot of success with Glassdoor and branding. But because of that, and because of that movement, it's more like a marketing function, right? It's about treating candidates as consumers. If you think about what happens to a company that wants to attract people looking to buy a house, right? And what that looks like in attracting those consumers, right? You're having to attract a candidate to come work for you, and as the labor market tightens, it becomes even more important to ensure you're engaging that candidate, right? So, our thought process is that it's important to have a frictionless process. There's still a lot of movement, and there's a lot of baggage.
That's sometimes hard to do because the ATSs out there, a lot of them are not, candidate experience friendly.
Exactly.
Let's put it that way.
Well, one of the partnerships we put together a while ago was the ability to work with Brazen. So we have a relationship with Brazen, where Brazen said, hey, my customers want to have live events and open office hours for recruiters because their software powers those open office hours. So what we did was we partnered with them so that their recruiters could actually open the office hours as a quote-unquote job in our system, so that they could bring top-of-funnel people that would have to bypass the applicant tracking system to ensure there's not a frictionless process.
So what does the job posting say? What's the title?
They've actually looked at it so the customer Brazen creates a job, essentially, or a marketing opportunity.
Like sales hire with that?
Exactly. Or actually makes it like the job, and it's, connect with the recruiter directly during my office hours. And so when they sign up, they get reminders about, okay, the office hours are available, they can connect directly, but they're actually, in this open office hours, there is a recruiter available to talk to you. And that is very, very important, right? Versus, being in a situation where, we've talked for years about the black hole and how that works. So I think you're going to see more folks focus on products like that, that truly are marketing related. Like, how do I create this one-to-one relationship even more? And the companies that embrace those technologies are the ones that will win, as talent continues to tighten.
That's great stuff. That last question, what's next for talent? There's something interesting that.
You'll have to wait and see.
Come on, man.
No, it's from our standpoint, as we look at the platforms and look at where we're going, is what are the tools that we can build to help the customers be more efficient marketers in their job perspective. So we're in the process of evaluating a number of different things that we're very interested in helping them provide even more efficiency. The goal is, if a customer or a talent acquisition director has X amount of budget to invest, how can we become more efficient? How can we provide more ability to treat that experience more like a marketing experience? So there's a lot of things that we're looking at.
Well, let me know when it's out.
Okay. All right. You got it. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Another episode of RecTech is in the books. Follow Chris on Twitter at Chris Russell or visit rectechmedia.com, where you can find the audio and links for this show on our blog. RecTech Media helps both HR tech firms and employers to get more clients or candidates through our consulting practice and online tools. So be sure to check out our sites like recruiting headlines, job fairing, and more to stay up to date on what's happening in recruiting. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon on the next episode of RecTech, the Recruiting Technology Podcast.